Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently up 2.9% to 2481. Ethereum is up 8.56% to 1183. Matic, Atom, and EGLD are also doing quite well. Why do we look at the heat map of the market? It's because we want BORSOG opportunities. If you're new, a very big and warm welcome. What is BORSOG, you would say? It's rule 621. Buy on red, that's the BOR, SOG, sell on green. And this is how to get on the right side of the percentage. A couple of days ago, the markets were quite red and people were undeniably scared. But we know, as crypto technical analysts, today's gains were made yesterday or the day before that. Because we BORSOG and we know what we're doing, because we have the knowledge of the masterclass, we can look at the market very, very differently to what other people look at. Let's have a look at DeFi. We can see Uni doing very well. Aave, Up, Rune, CRV, Comp, Synthetics, Sushi, DYDX, all doing quite well. And why is this? Because when we actually look at total value locked, or TVL, it's up 5.1% to 76.1 billion. From my 30 plus years inside financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. The reason that we go through the heat map is to identify opportunities. We know that opportunities reset every single day in the crypto space, just like in life. And crypto is the most volatile market on the planet, and we use that volatility to our profit. That's why we do this comprehensive run through. When you BORSOG, you're in and out of the market. You're basically looking for opportunities, and then you'll enter and then you'll exit. Make sure that you set your sell level when you set your buy level gets filled. When your buy level gets filled, set your sell level. This is because the crypto market is very spiky and you want to take particular profit from those spikes. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate us sharing this time together. It's good to remember that today's gains were made yesterday. This is pretty profound and it's incredibly true. In order to take the gains out of the market, you had to be in the market before they romped up. If you want to learn how to read the market, how to gain the skills, I've combined my 30 plus years in financial markets into the Crypto Trading KS Masterclass. The links are in the description of this video, and you can always reach out and directly message me on Twitter at any time. Crypto Technical Analysts scientifically track investor attention, and that's measured by price, which is reality, not future promises. The first thing we do is to mark up our charts with a crypto-specific technical analysis. Why does TA work? Isn't it just drawing lines on charts? It's all about the anatomy of human emotion. When you understand the exponential nature of greed and fear, you'll see it playing out in price all the time. But crypto doesn't exist in its own little bubble. That bubble is part of a larger bubble, which is the outside trend. And when I mean bubble, I don't mean bubble that's going to pop. It's just a part and parcel of the economic system. Everything is interrelated. So what we do is check the stock markets, collecting probabilities, and then we go back into the crypto market, finding the market's focus, Rule 32. We understand Rule 28, opportunities reset daily, and Rule 109, enhancing pattern recognition, is incredibly important. Without solid pattern recognition skills, you can't effectively BORSOG. That's why we must mark up our charts. When you put the lines on the charts, you're actually doing crypto psychology. Yeah, it sounds really cool, and it is. But you can't just analyze the psychology of cryptos. You have to analyze and understand your own psychology. If you have self-doubt And self-sabotage, you're probably not going to really know about it. These are hidden enemies of every investor and trader. And we know that all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. It's really important to master emotional control, which is Rule 734, and to know and understand that we are professionals. Crypto Technical Analysis and analysts are professionals, and it's a profession. So we're not emotional. We're just like doctors, lawyers, surgeons, accountants, engineers, programmers. We don't get emotional about our work, and if we do, we're going to lose money. So we don't do that. That's why we focus on positive excellence and real wealth foundations. And I've got a little quote here because I think it's so important for you. Extract gratitude from every day. That doesn't mean the current day, that means the past as well. When we actually beat ourselves up with bad and negative memories from the past, we don't feel gratitude, we'll feel all sorts of negative emotions. When you get into the market and you trade, any negative emotional state will be penalized by losses. You don't want that. And there are many, many ways to buy and sell. But what we need to do is make volatility your best friend, because the crypto market is so incredibly volatile. And if you make it your best friend, you're going to profit really, really well. But you must have the skills. We know that Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. So how is the market playing out? We saw a spike in fear and a decay in fear. What did that do to price? It drove price down to a level of support, and then it pushed price back up. And we've seen the similar kind of behavior play out on Bitcoin. That's that blue line. We can see bond prices just hovering around its support line. Bond yields starting to break from resistance and turn it to support. Gold decaying. The dollar spiking but retracing a little. And we can see that oil is still on its way down. And it's really interesting because if you look at gas prices, they're just off the charts at the moment. And what did we see in the junk bond market? Risk is back on the table. It dipped out because fear took a spike. And then what happened? Confidence, risk on behavior was restored. Looking at the crypto fear and greed index, it was 15 yesterday, and now it's 18 today. And what do we see? We may be just witnessing a restoration in confidence. Does this mean that we've found the bottom? There's been some really good indicators out there. The pi cycle bottom indicator, which is suggesting that we've reached the bottom. But always just bear in mind, the pi cycle is just a backward looking indicator. It was very good at predicting the top. It did predict the top within about a week. So it did really, really well. But the concept, this pi cycle bottom, may be hammering in, but we have to always have our three-way decision making, just always playing out. And what is that about? We use BORSOG A and F. What's A? It's like a traffic light. Against, nowhere, and for. If you get to the traffic light and the red light stops you, that's gone against you. That's stopped you traveling. It's neutral when it's on caution, and it goes for you when it goes green. Think about all of your trades, your investments in the same way. If you get into something and it goes against you, it gives you the red light, you'll get losses. What are you going to do with those? If it goes neutral, it goes nowhere, it's just biding its time. But if it goes for you, okay, what are you going to do then? Because you control the trade or the investment, and we know all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell, but the market controls the return. You don't control the return, the market does. Always consider the red light first and the caution light second, and then finally think if things go for you. This is A and F, and it's powerful. It's actually three-dimensional decision making, but doing it the right way. What have we seen recently with Bitcoin's price action? Bitcoin basically took a nosedive down to that 19668 level, and congratulations to the community in identifying why level 1 is a significant level, because it was the previous all-time high on the BLX, and the BLX is generally what people use Bitcoin's price action because it extends all the way back. Now what happened then? We got a crunch down to this previous all-time high of the past halving cycle, and then we had a rally up to this resistance line. You know, these resistance lines have been in the market for quite a while. Look how they obey. This is why you should do technical analysis, or else how do you know when to buy or sell? I cover a lot of ground on this public community channel, but there's 100 times more depth inside the masterclass. And we can see how the NASDAQ, the directional bias of the NASDAQ futures, pulled Bitcoin's price down and then rallied it. And we're seeing a bit of an overextension here and a bit of a pullback in Bitcoin whilst the futures are still rallying. So what does this mean? Does it mean the NASDAQ and Bitcoin have decorrelated? No, not at all. You can see when you zoom out the association between them, and that's what you need to look at. Just keep in mind, this is a piece of the puzzle, if you like. It's a clue. Let's have a look at the longs and the shorts. The shorts were coming into the market and then came out of the market. The longs have also been decreasing. It's quite a few times we've seen both the longs and the shorts decrease. Let's have a look at liquidations and see what's cooking. Over the past 24 hours, there's been 207.44 million in liquidations across 56,788 positions. Over the past 24 hours, total liquidations, about, you could say 78% of them were short liquidations. Over the past 12 hours, 85% short. Over the past 4 hours, around 60% short. And over the past hour, it's gone the other way, say around 80% long. You can see the shorts and the longs are always whacking each other over the head. And when we look at the daily basis, the shorts have been more liquidated than the longs. The longs and shorts are always getting hammered by each other. If you're using derivatives, if you're going short, please be careful. You have unlimited downside risk. And if you're just learning, I suggest you don't use derivatives at all. The only place to use them is just basically to collect data on how the market is moving. But just trade at spot. It's much, much safer. Let's have a look at Max Pain. It's really interesting, isn't it? When we look towards yesterday, what happened? Max Pain was set at 19,500 and price was up around here. Look how it absolutely nosedived, trying to get down to the Max Pain level, which is daily support. And then we had a forward Max Pain level of $20,500. We said yesterday that the options market was predicting that Bitcoin would come down. That's the entire crypto market, because Bitcoin leads everything. Would come down, get around this daily resistance, and then come back to this resistance. That's exactly what it did. It doesn't always work like this, but it's really, really good to collect those probabilities. And when you look at the markets, you will get phased out by all the negative momentum of news. Negative momentum is really associated with institutional buying, and positive momentum is actually associated with institutional selling. That's why so many people got in at the top. Everything looked rosy. All the markers were pointing positive, and then what happened? It just decayed. Masterclass students, you'll see Rule 19 actually applying to this price action. And we understand these rules. That's how we can BORSOG in and out effectively. What we're seeing is the options market is signaling that we go flat. What you will also see is sometimes price just ignores the option market completely and says, options market, I don't care what you're saying. For example, back here, the options market was saying, well, about 19,500, we expect it to be that. And then what happened? Price just went on its merry way, got bigger and bigger. So the options market Max Pain, this green area, came up to meet price. And what do we see? What happened? Then the price started coming down and Max Pain started to lower. This is really, really interesting. Max Pain is always seeking to meet price. Well done for everybody who nailed that one. Let's have a look at the greatest gainers over the past 24 hours in the top 100. Keek up 16.2%, Uni up 15.84%, Compound a little over 14%, Arweave as well, Quant as well, Matic 14.62, and Aave just a little over 13% up. The greatest losers over the past 24 hours, USTC down around 9%, PaxG down about 1.61%, and they're pretty much rats and mice, as we say in management consulting. That's not much of a percentage reduction. The entire market is doing quite well, and we can see that in the heat map. On a green day, you will always have pockets of red, and on a red day, you will always have pockets of green. Yesterday, we were looking at these trend lines, and you can see Bitcoin has been doing quite well. It's rallied up, and you can see the directional correlation with the Nasdaq. Just always keep that in your mind. And when we look at Ethereum, Ethereum is stronger than Bitcoin at the moment. This is all about enhancing your pattern recognition, a critical skill for you to have. You cannot BORSOG effectively without it. How do you recognize crypto personalities? You must mark up your charts with the CTKS method. It's a completely new method, and it's actually what reveals crypto personalities. Every single line is important. And you can see Binance Coin over-exaggerating the up movement and not decaying so much in the down movement. This is very, very good because it actually says Binance Coin, which is an exchange token, is basically saying that Binance, the world's largest trading platform, investors and traders are interested, and this is driving the price up. That's what we want to see. We want to see confidence return to the crypto market. But we also know Rule 4, and Rule 4 is critically important. This one rule will make all the difference to how you look at the market. XRP, we can see XRP just flowing in Bitcoin's direction. ADA also just flowing in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. We can see Solana. Bitcoin came down a little bit, but Solana is just going flat. Solana has shown a tremendous amount of strength. It wasn't always the way. It showed a tremendous amount of weakness previously. Doge, still under Bitcoin's gravity. Going back a week or so, it was exactly the opposite. It was just rampaging up. And what do we see with DOT? Just like ADA, just following Bitcoin's gravity at the moment. As a community, we focus on positive excellence and maintaining real wealth foundations, such as integrity, decency, kindness, gratitude, happiness, inner and outer peace. Why is this important? Why should we care about those things? Why can't we just be like Gordon Gekko out of the Wall Street film and just rape and pillage and plunder everywhere and everyone? Because it doesn't work and it's stupid. Basically, having happiness means that you're giving to other people, and happiness is an incredibly important thing to get in life. Many people are unhappy because they wish to take and not to give. And this was brought out incredibly well by Peter's quote. Peter shared with the community, speaking on happiness and gratitude, I was in front of an elderly man at the grocery store a few days ago. As I was packing my bags, he was paying and his credit card kept failing on payment, and I could see he was embarrassed and didn't know what to do. I asked the cashier what he owed, and I offered to pay for him. It was not a huge amount of money, but his reaction was huge. He seemed to be in disbelief that anyone would do that for him. I leaned in to tell him that it was no problem and shook his hand. I could see the gratitude in his eyes, and he wouldn't let go of my hand when I shook it. I could tell you that for the next few hours I felt wealthier and happier than I had felt for a while. Real wealth is not what many would assume. Thank you so much for sharing, Peter. That's a really, really beautiful thing to do. Please let me know in the comments, is there a story like this that you would like to share with the community? I think they're really, really beautiful. What I mentioned to Peter is that a little kindness can change a whole life. You showed kindness to that elderly man, and that will not be forgotten. We can all exist in two different mindsets, an abundance mindset or a scarcity mindset. And it's possible to have an abundance mindset on some things and a scarcity mindset on others. But when it comes to money, money is a great equalizer. If you're prepared to do something kind for someone else and it involves money, you are brilliant. You've got an abundance mindset, and money will be attracted to you as a result. And I love what Art said, and of course JK Secret. Art said, "You are a real wealth rock star." Oh, that's so cool, Art. And as JK Secret said, "You have a lovely diamond heart." And Purpuratum said, "There's more than enough to go around, and that is an abundance mindset." It would also be really good to talk about extracting gratitude from every day. Be that a past memory you had that was, bad, and you could look and say, well, I feel bad about this memory, but I'm going to look for something to feel grateful for. You can feel grateful for anything. And why is this important? Because the markets will penalize your portfolio and your profitability if your emotions get the better of you. It's all about emotional mastery. Let's have a look at the metaverse plays. We can see Mana doing really well, getting above that resistance line. And when we look through the metaverse at all the different tokens, they're pretty much obeying that same distinct pattern. And what pattern is that? That's Bitcoin's pattern. That's what Bitcoin is doing right now. I asked a question, out of these 8, which crypto did you think had the most power? And the majority of people pick Sand, and I agree with them. Sand was looking really, really good. And we know price is always moving in a wave. The second strongest was actually Ape. But if we have a look at the fact that Sand had a stronger base, but Ape was more volatile, we saw Ape from that point where I asked that question come up to a peak of 7.52% and Sand come up 8.6%. This is why we want to invest and trade in strength. And the CTKS method will explain just how much strength or lack thereof there is in any specific crypto. It allows you to do that crypto personality analysis. And we can see Ape moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. We can see Sand is stronger, and that plays out in the percentage. Stacks moving in alignment. What about WaxP? It's actually under. Remember, what is weak can become strong, but it's a question of when. And Engine Coin moving in alignment. Theta moving in alignment, and Axie Infinity, all AXS, also moving in alignment. Thank you, JK Secret. In the last episode, JK Secret said, slowly all the parts of the learning are starting to reveal themselves. The more I pay attention, the masterclass and CTKS is like building a puzzle and putting together all the pieces one by one. Once we have the edges of the puzzle in place, we can more clearly see the patterns and constraints to follow. The journey of learning crypto and a real wealth mindset has been enriching and rewarding beyond measure. Thank you, JK Secret. If you'd like to learn more about the masterclass, there's some links here that you can look at, and you can always directly message me on Twitter at any time. In life, there's always something to be grateful for, to show gratitude towards every single day. And the more gratitude that you show, the happier you will be. I'd like to thank everybody for the kind comments in yesterday's video. I'm so grateful for you all. And Jade said a really beautiful thing. It's a beautiful morning here. Just that alone shows gratitude. It can be as simple as that, and that immediately makes you happier. There's always something beautiful to find. There's so many problems in life, but if we focus on the problems, we're focusing on the wrong side of the coin. Let's have a look at file sharing, starting with hot or hollow. Hollow's very hot. What we see here is Bitcoin's gravity and hot just following the same directional pattern. We can see it in Filecoin as well. Look at Arweave, it's absolutely taken off. This is why we want strength. Oh, what do you notice here? Something interesting. Please let me know in the comments. That is an important thing to pick up that I just showed you there without telling you. Storage, following in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. Anchor, following in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. Sia coin, a little bit weaker at the moment. Oh, that's interesting. Keep that one in mind. Flux, more powerful than Bitcoin's gravity currently. an ocean moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. To Rundle Ridge and family, excitement is a delayed fill. Rule 307. Spot on, my friend. You're rocking it. And to the girls, go slow to go fast. I'm so proud. And Al, well done, my friend. Rule 307. Great investing requires a lot of delayed gratification. Charlie Munger. Without delayed gratification, there is no power over self. Sunday, Adula. Delaying gratification is really important, but satisfaction with a delayed fill basically means that you put an order inside the market, be that order a buy or a sell, and it's hit when you weren't looking. Spike trading is very good for delayed fills. That's a delayed fill to the upside. You can have those as well. Let's have a look at some community favorites. We can see SNX, Synthetics. Look at that power. It's so strong in relationship to Bitcoin. This is on the 15. What about Crypto.com, CRO? It's just following in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity, but it is a little bit stronger. What about Nexo? Just a bit weaker, and it's been a bit weaker, but notice these spikes trying to get back to Bitcoin's gravity. Ooh, that's an interesting point. Hope you picked that one. There's a lot of hidden gems that I drop all the time in the channel. I want you to do active learning. If your mind is open and you're receptive, you'll pick up on these little gems because I do tend to repeat them. Let's have a look at Secret Network, SCRT. What we can see, Secret has taken a hit as Bitcoin has come down, but look at this spiky behavior. Not bad. EGLD was going up and then continued up as even Bitcoin fell. It did a minor retracement, but not that much, and then it shot up again. This is a really strong project at the moment. Don't forget, what becomes strong can become weak if it gets overextended. What these spikes tell you is overextension. You want to sell those spikes, not buy them. Let's have a look at IOTA. IOTA is just below Bitcoin's gravitational pull at the moment. And what do we know? Below creates above. Let's have a look at API 3. Just following in accordance with Bitcoin's gravity, just a little bit weaker. LDO, so different, way stronger than Bitcoin's gravity and very spiky. Go LDO. Always keep in mind with your portfolio and a specific trade, the stoplight approach, the ANF. If you consider that you control your trade, but the market controls the return, if the market moves against you, know what you're going to do with your trade and your entire portfolio. If it goes neutral or goes nowhere, know what you will do. And if it goes for you, also know what you will do. And it could be good to discuss how you extract gratitude from each day as well. Sometimes we literally have to extract it out. Sometimes we have really bad days. But just like the shorts and the longs, there is always a kind of a balance. If the majority of the day is bad, there was a part of the day that was good. And if the majority of the day was good, there was probably a part of the day that was not so good. It depends what we focus on. So that's why I say extract. Literally, it's mine it. Goulash 1000 had a really lovely thing I wanted to share with you. Be a submarine. Normal ships never plan to submerge and never come back up when they do. Submarines go to sea intending to submerge, and confidently they will always return to the surface as many times as they sink. What a wise man, I love it. Man, that lends itself to a couple of other sayings. Sinking is permanent, submerging is temporary. Submerge, don't sink. Or Bitcoin does not sink, it submerges. I really love that. In trading and investing, your portfolio may submerge, but it doesn't have to sink because, hey, you're a submarine. And this is crypto. Crypto is crazy volatile. And the truth is, there's no sinking unless you give up. You can extract the gratitude and just say, wow, I've become hardened. I've got diamond hands now, diamond mind and a diamond heart from the crypto universe. Thank you very much, crypto. But it happens in all financial markets. If you're in the stock market or Forex, you'll go through the same diamondization process. And basically that process is turning you into a diamond. It burns all the emotion out of you. And when you've been trading for decades, you'll see that you just remain emotionless because you know what you're doing. And even if positions move against you, and they will from time to time, you have your time frame, and you can be a trader who has investing as well, or you can be an investor who has trading as well, because we know all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. So all investors absolutely require trading knowledge. If you would like to learn to become a crypto technical analyst, this is the time to do it. And it's really important because only knowledge can yield the result. In the Crypto Trading KS Masterclass, we go through the foundations of marking up charts. This is pretty onerous and it is hard work, but every line that you draw can make you money, so it's worth it. When we look at outside trends, we contextualize the market just like we did with the NASDAQ and the VIX and gold and bonds and all of that. And then we look back into the crypto market to do our timing, understanding that opportunities reset daily. We don't buy or sell unless we have a professional mindset, that is, a non-emotional mindset. If you're finding that you're getting emotional over the market, please revisit the Real Wealth section. It's incredibly important to disconnect your emotion from the market, but then tap into the emotion inside the market. They're two different things. And then you have many ways of buying and selling. It's turned to a trader's market, which means that BORSOG is the way. Buying on red and selling on green. It's all about not hodling. It's about turning over required percentage gains and doing it rather quickly if you can. But there's no problem if you can't. BORSOG is also learning about getting into the synchronization of the market and using coffee money. And coffee money is money that you would say, okay, I'm just going to buy a coffee. You can afford to lose it. And it's a way that you can learn about the market. And you dealing with the emotions is just the same as you put on more money on that particular trade. So put on less until you get in synchronization with the market and build your confidence up. And please don't leverage. Friends don't let friends leverage trade when they're learning. When you're professional, you can do whatever you want to do. But many professionals, Jesse Livermore included, which Jesse was the creator of day trading, just as I'm the creator of BORSOG trading. But Jesse didn't have real wealth and he ended up committing suicide because of his losses. I can tell you, real wealth is the most important thing. This world needs you here. What you'll find is the markets are deeply psychological. They will bring out all your deepest fears and your greatest wishes at the same time. It's an emotional roller coaster. So with positive excellence and real wealth foundations, we get off the roller coaster. There are two ways to think about the market. A retail way to think about the market, and it's all emotionally driven. That's why there are so many up spikes and down spikes in the market. And the other way is the smart money mindset. You definitely want to be over here in the smart money mindset. To be in the retail mindset is to not get out of bed in the morning. It can be crippling, or to be on cloud nine. You don't want such extremes in life. You want a more level life because, after all, you're here to make money. But doing the right things and creating the right foundations will do that for you. It's not about getting lucky. It's about putting in the hard work. And if you put in the hard work, success will follow. Not only will it follow, it will stay. And success staying is what it's all about. You don't want temporary success. You want permanent success. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and to the CTKS ambassadors for assisting masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global family. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the tax software I use, and links to the Crypto Trading KS Masterclass. Use the links in the description to seek out an ambassador to get 80% off. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.